Dragunov. During raid down 1+2, the active frames increased by 1. They buffed his rage art? Is that what I'm reading? Active frames increased by 1. Weird. One more active frame. How do we get the active frames? Hey, Downtarian, you're probably the guy we need for this. Alright, so those of you guys that don't know, Downtarian does like AI stuff, right? Is there a way, Downtarian, for you to get us active frame data? Because that's the thing that we're missing in Tekken, right? Everyone knows startup and recovery. We don't have any idea about how many active frames are in each attack. And because of that, we can't figure out... What? Dantarian's like, yeah, I have that data for all moves for all characters. Well, look, if you're not going to release it publicly, can you at least send me martial law? You know? What the hell? And, you know, the reason that maybe this shouldn't be public, you've been sitting on a lot of stuff. Well, you know, you're in the stream. There's someone you could share it with. But what I was saying, the reason the active frames matter, right? There have been situations in this game, series wide, right, where during certain Oki situations, depending on the kind of wake up that the opponent used, if he used a certain attack that hit at its last active frame, right, but still gave you plus a certain number of frames, like something significant, right, you could get a free launcher afterwards. So Fang used to have a tech catch with this. Yeah, essentially meaties, right? Fang used to have a tech crap with this where, if I remember correctly, I think it was his little flip that he does, his forward flip. Depending on how you woke up after a certain combo, if he flipped at you and you blocked it, it would hit you with the last active frame, giving him a free of that boom boom punch into the punch launcher. Yeah, the 2-1-1 Fang tech trap was so weird. Exactly, Mr. Damo, that's what it was. And the reason that worked was because of active frames, right? That flip had so many active frames that you could land on the last active frame and basically connect, at least I should say, meaty with the last active frame, giving you enough plus frames to land the 2-1-1. Because the second it was unblockable. Right. Comeback mechanics. Thank you very much. Is that what it was? Maybe that's what it was. Yes, maybe that's what it was. It wasn't the flip. It was the 2-1, right? That would hit with its last active frame, and then you wouldn't be able to block the follow-up hit afterwards. So, for example, right? For example, Law in Season 2 is going to have a +7 on block Legend Kit, right? But maybe if it's got enough active frames, you could do it after a certain Oki situation where they would block it, and they would be like +10 instead of +7, and then you get a free jab punish or something. You know what I mean? If there was that many active frames. But because we've never seen how many active frames are in these attacks, and we don't know that, you can't really figure out setups for these things. So anyways, here we see Dragunov with his rage art, 1 additional active frame, which is why I brought this all up. How's it going, TK God Peeling? Dantarian says he's also trying to find data on homing. You're talking about whether or not a move tracks a certain direction? Or are you talking about just a homing attack overall? Like, I don't know if the game actually programs something, say like, down 4-2 tracks only to Dragunov's left or right. My assumption is always that it was always the hurt box and the hit boxes of it, right? Sorry, the hit box of it. So the hit box would say the down 4-2 would only be on his right side. So if you sidestep to his left side, you would avoid the hit box of it. That's what I assumed. Yeah, that buff on his active frame is not that big of a deal, crack addict. I know. All right, let's see what else they give Dragunov here. Standing 2, opponent closer on hit. Weird. Dan Terran says, I think the characters actually rotate more during certain moves than others. You mean in terms of tracking the opponent? So you're saying if my character is moving and Dragunov is down forward 1, it has more of a chance of, for example, right? This is not real, but this move could have more of a chance of rotating towards where the opponent is. And if that is the case, I wonder if it's rotating more depending on the direction your character is stepping or not stepping. Like, I know with Law, if Law does Junkyard back 2, 3, 4, the string will rotate more to stay kind of in line with the opponent. So there's that kind of rotation that happens from strings. I don't know that that kind of rotation happens just in neutral. With like single attacks is what I meant. I guess it could. I don't see why not. If it could happen in a string, it obviously could apply to a attack in neutral as well. Alright, so standing 2 for some reason. Opponent is closer on hit. There must be situations where this did not allow something else to follow up correctly. Damn, have you guys heard this remix before? Alright, let's see. 4-4 damage change from 28 to 25. Why? Second hit? The reduced damage of this second hit? Weird. And the hitbox expanded downward for a mid attack. Okay. Interesting. (2-1) whiffed in some times. Alright, thank you for that. That's why the 2 is component closer on hit. 1+2. Change from -12 to -14 on block. Wow. So his power crush now is -14 on block. It's a pretty good nerf. Down to the one that everyone wants to know about, right? Opponent reaction on hit was changed? Whoa. I haven't read all the notes, Coco. I've looked at some of them. I have not looked at Dragunov's yet, but I'm doing them right now. So here's down 2. So opponent is not going to bend over and touch the floor with their hand every time they get hit by this, huh? And it's also going to be -1 on hit instead of 0 on hit, which is pretty good for a nerf. So that sucks for Dragunov. That's definitely a nerf, right? Down back 2-1-2, opponent reacts on hit while down was changed. Down back 2-1-2. While down? How did this hit on the ground? This is only for a wall combo situation. It probably flips over like Law's flip kick. Up forward 1. Damage changed to 20. Damage got buffed. Up forward 1. Startup changed to be 15 frames. That's pretty good. 1 frame faster. Opponent reaction on hit and mid-air hit was changed. So this doesn't do this anymore. What does this do in the air? Ivor has been here forever, Adamo. I saw him boom right when we started. Hitbox expand downward. This is a weird change for this move. They made it 1 frame faster. That's pretty cool because it's a counter tool, right? It's a counter launcher. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets combos after that. So, 1 frame different there, plus damage. That's kind of a nice little small buff. Up forward 3+4. Damage change from 36 to 42. This? Weird. but opponent recovery on hit decreased by 16 frames. Does that mean they recover faster or slower? What the hell? Oh, the up forward 1 is in the video. It has the properties of counter hit forward 4-2 now. Oh, that's what up forward 1 does now? Oh, weird. That's bad. So that's a nerf. Unnatural hit? Whoa. Up forward 1 unnatural hit's gonna be pretty darn good then. Huh. Alright, let's move on. Let's move on. 4-4-3. Hitbox expanded downward. That's pretty good for him. Corsica forward 2. When performed by forward 3 down forward. What? Oh, like that. I was so confused by that. I thought you could do it without the forward 3. Minus 14 on block. Ooh. That's pretty good. For a nerf, I mean. This one's the main one, though. This one's way better than this one, right? Shit. Corsica forward 3 is now minus 15 on block. Ooh, that's bad for him. And worse on hit by 1 frame. While running 3 is now minus 15 on block. So while running 3 is never on... you can't do instant with that, right? This one is only on counter hit where it does that same animation. So if it's close, that animation is only on counter hit. Otherwise, it's while running 3. That'd be so dumb if you instant while running 3. I know, right? That always confuses me. I always mix that up on commentary. Running 4. Recovery increased by 3 frames on hit. Wait, so while running 3 and Corsica forward 3, both of them are minus 15 on block now. That sucks, because this was pretty damn cheap before. Now it's launch punishable. Ooh. And this is not as good as it used to be. But, okay, let's see what else we got here. I love this damn song. Recovery increased by 3 frames on hit. On hit. I guess that's whatever. While rising 3. This is a great wall bounce. How bad is this on block, by the way? Minus 8? This is fantastic. This is a great wall bounce. While enemies down through to opponent closer on block, that's whatever. Approach enemy forward 1+2 recovery increase by 1 frame on hit. Well, that's not it. That was a side throw. That's all he got. Dragunov seems fine. Yo, Go Sane, what's up? Dragunov seems fine. Down to is like minorly nerfed, right? Changed from 0 on hit to -1 on hit. the Corsica forward 3 and the running 3 is now launch punishable. Those are kind of big nerfs, but they're already minus 14. If the opponent is standing after down 2. If the opponent is standing on down 2, then that's fair. The up forward 1 is a nice buff that he got, right? I mean, it's a nerf and a buff, I guess. What if up forward 1 still does the counter hit thing? Because it doesn't mention anything about doing anything different on counter hit. It just says the opponent reaction on hit and mid-air hit was changed. So maybe on counter hit it still does stuff. What up, Happer? Nice day. Up forward 3 was 4, had a damage buff. 4 forward 3. So whatever. The Corsica forward 2 being 1 frame worse on block. Only bad in certain matchups, right? I think he's fine. I think Dragunov is fine. Especially because they didn't touch running 2. Nobi's already out waiting for the JDCR announcement. All these top tier character whores. Why don't they just be like Rip and just stick with Law? Notorious Lemon, yeah, I saw the video. But there's a bunch of them. Yeah. This song, by the way, is perfect because this was Dragunov's stage in DR. Dude, and yeah, this is huge. This is like ridiculous, by the way. A safe wall bounce attack? Yeah, dude, I'll take a fucking safe wall bounce. Did Jack get killed? No, Jack didn't get killed either. We just did Jack a second ago, and I think that Jack is... It's hard to tell whether he got buffed or nerfed, because he got both, right? Forward forward 1, forward 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 nerfed. Down for 2 leaves opponent closer on block. But then he got these crazy buffs like forward 1-1, or not forward 1, just standing 1-1, and forward 3, 1+2. It's like, what the hell? Maybe even back 1 counter could be a launcher now. Like, you don't really know. So Jack seems really good. Yeah, Jack seems just fine. I think that Dragunov is minimally changed. If Nobi actually said he's dropping Dragunov based off these nerfs, that's hilarious to me. Ghost says, why did you run from the run back? I didn't. Don't you remember he was the one who ran and said, oh, hey, I'm sleepy now. I don't want to play anymore. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. All right. That's enough Dragunov, though, right?